Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to our very first late night football show. We just wish the result was different. Here we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our late night football show, the first of the season. Welcome to the podcast, my podcast brother from another mother, Mr. Super Kevin Campbell.
I think it's a bit of abrupt the neck tonight. So
I couldn't even do the soundbite.
I think it's a bit abrupt the neck tonight. So
good evening, everybody in chat. Hello, squaddies. We are so sorry that this first result did not go our way. I know it is not what we all wanted. At ease, everybody. Chat's already piping and packed and full. We did get bullied by a newly promoted team. Ev, I mean, I feel like I just got punched in the stomach. But can I just say that I did predict that we would lose?
Yeah, you did. You did predict it. But what we could legislate for is our two most experienced strikers not playing, not being involved. We are short with them. Let's have it right. We are short with them. So without them, and I know people are going to say, Balogun shouldn't have got. Balogun's got.
No, we're not going to blame Balogun tonight. No.
No, hold on. Who's blaming Balogun?
I'm just saying nobody should be blaming Balogun.
No, not at all. The fact of the matter is, he played. A young player like Balogun needs to come into a team that is playing well to help him. He's got no help today, none whatsoever, and it's not
zero
right.
service.
It's not fair, It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair on him. It's not.
Kev,
but we got nobody else, Sophie. That's the problem.
I know. We were talking about that before we came on air, and we were saying we haven't been great with Ober and Laka, and without them. At least with Laka, what he does off the ball and how he can affect and connect play, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm in that. I don't even care if anyone hits the like button tonight. There's 300 plus of you in live chat already, and there'll be more in a minute. I don't even care.
Well, I care because we've watched it and we've come on.
But what I'm saying, Kev, is what's happening to our football team. And you know what? This is what I'm worried about. He's not trash. He's not trash. He's not
trash.
And Martinelli is ready. Balogun might not be ready fully, but Martinelli is ready. And he was forced to play today. Arteta was forced to play those two players today because of what happened with Ober and Laka. And Kev, I don't know about you. You tell me. And thank you, Fong. Balogun tried. He was onto a... Kev, you've been at that position.
Onto a loser, Soph.
You know it, don't you?
He was onto a loser tonight. Him, Martinelli. Listen, our most experienced forward was Pepe. That tells you everything.
And he almost got a consolation goal at the end, but...
Yeah, but you know what, Sophie? I think we could have been playing there till Christmas. We wouldn't have scored tonight.
I want to ask you a question, Kev, because Raul brings it up. Has he lost the dressing room? I mean, it just feels like...
How has he lost the dressing room? How? I don't get that.
It's just, I don't... There's something not right. Ober and Laka... Okay, what do you think about Ober and Laka both being ill?
But listen,
what were they doing together? Did they go for sushi and they got food poisoning? What the frick happened?
I've no idea. And both of them going down at the same time is is so painful for Arsenal because we're short as it is, so we are short. There's holes in our team that need to be plugged. But we can't afford to lose our most experienced strikers. However you say they're not doing this and they're not doing that, we just can't afford it.
Look, I vowed as I was watching the game, I was like trying to be zen. I'm like, don't freak out, don't go supersonic on the show, don't like go ballistic on game one. But he looked clueless, Kev. He's a shambles. He had, I mean, he there were how many right backs on the bench? I mean, I just
Sophie,
don't.
can I just say this? There's nobody else to choose from.
But what is he doing to improve the team?
There's nobody else to choose from, Sophie. So unless they get players in, this is what he's working with.
Okay, the one player I will say that we missed tonight more than anyone is Thomas Partey. Can we agree on that? Thomas Partey makes a difference in the midfield, period. Okay.
Said it all along. We've said it together.
Pablo Mari is a liability. He is not someone that you can just. I would rather Holding have played tonight than him. He was a disaster on that second goal. I've seen my Greek local football teams in North London growing up defend better than that.
It's schoolboy stuff. It's schoolboy stuff. It's schoolboy stuff.
How do they not know how to defend properly, Kev? To me, it seemed like they weren't prepared. They weren't together. There was no cohesion. There was a lack of trust between Leno and the defenders. Okay. I don't want to hear people blaming Xhaka. Just stop it, please. That's ridiculous. What did Xhaka do that was so bad tonight? Stop using him as a scapegoat. Lokonga and Xhaka actually tried to play their hearts out.
They done all right. They done all right. Our problem is, as a team, certain spots of the team, we are not good enough. We are not. I thought Xhaka and Lokonga moved the ball pretty well, especially in the first half,
shining star, Kev.
And at times at the second half. I thought they moved it pretty well. Our problem is we had no cutting edge.
Nothing.
And we couldn't deal with their front two.
No.
That's it.
Okay, I'm going to put this up for you because I know you like the tough comments from Dimitri. Kevin, please stop now. You're a legend and all that. So I choose my words carefully. But Arteta's system is killing the creativity, flair, and desire of the players. Remember we had that conversation about what he tells them to do and they feel like it looks like they play scared. They're not free. It just felt like stifled again. Stifled.
So, again, people come out with all these comments. We're short. We are short as a football club with Ober and Laka in the team. You take them out of the team. Are we going to be better or are we going to be worse?
But like Richard says, good evening, Rich, and good evening to all of our regular listeners and everyone new joining us as well tonight. We got bullied by Brentford. Brentford, Kevin.
Yeah.
Brentford.
Sophie, I say all the time, and people get frustrated with me. When you cross that white line, you've got to make sure everybody battles their person against them, and you've got to beat them. If you beat your opponent, 7 of you, you win the game. You win the game. There was only probably 2 or 3 players who won their battles tonight. Only.
Tierney was terrible tonight.
I thought he done all right, Soph. I thought he done all right. Listen.
In the first half, he was decent, but in the second half, I don't know what happened.
I thought he done all right, Soph. I thought he tried really hard. But again, Sophie, I'm sorry to say it. Our problem is we're short. We're too short. We're just too short.
ESR and Tierney were our best players. ESR was average tonight. I'm sorry. Everyone was average. No one gets a pass.
No,
Lokonga gets a pass.
ESR was by far our best player for me.
ESR was okay, and Lokonga was for me our best player tonight. And unfortunately, Martinelli struggled. The forward. Why don't we like playing down the middle, Kev? Why don't we like playing the ball through the middle? It always. I mean, like it always seems like we're relying on. Yes, Kev. Why?
Maybe they don't trust. They don't trust Balogun yet. Because if that's Lacazette gets the ball. Because I think they trust him more. Balogun, sometimes balls will come in off him, but he's young. He's learning the game, and again, he's set up to fail today solely because of what happens with Laka and Aubameyang. They get taken out. He gets thrust in. Realistically, Sophie, he's got no experience at the level. It's not his fault. Do you know what I mean? I would have loved him to have got that goal in the first half where he let it run across his body. I thought that was good movement. But how many balls did he get? He didn't get anything.
But at some point, okay, you know, we keep talking about, there was Balogun today, there was Martinelli, there was Lokonga, there was Ben White. You know, there was some new players, but the end result was just the same. And many people are saying, what is our style? What was the goal today, Kev? What is our identity? I just don't know.
So the issue we have, I'm going to keep saying it. When you've got your best players out there and you fill the holes, then we improve. If you start subtracting from what we've got, it's going to be worse, unfortunately.
Do you agree with Aston? Do you really think that Balogun wasn't making the runs? What was he making the runs from, Aston? Like, help me understand that. What do you think, Kev? You know better than me. I've never played striker other than when I tried to try out for Arsenal ladies many years ago, but I was too slight.
I thought there was times where Balogun made really good runs. There was one in the first half, especially, where Martinelli, it was under his feet a little bit, and if he could have got his head up and passed it through, Balogun was in on goal in the first half. Second half where Smith Rowe done that great turn in midfield and was driving. Balogun made a lovely run off. If he gets slid in, he's virtually one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Problem was, Smith Rowe went through, had the shot, and the shot kind of got a little deflection and took the steam out of it straight at the goalkeeper. So he did make good runs. Problem is, when you don't get the ball, you don't get a lot of chances. And it's no excuse. It's just
you're getting a lot. I'm putting them all up for you because they're all saying, like, I mean, Kev, you know, we're not even good when Oba and Laka are playing. No, but 2 seasons finishing 8th.
But we're better, Sophie.
With Laka.
No. We're better. We are. You cannot tell me we're not better with Laka and Oba in the team. We are better. And Oba hasn't even turned up. But we are better because you know why? They respect Oba. The defenders will respect Oba because they know they have to watch him.
Okay.
Whether he's doing anything or not, they still have to defend him.
Okay, so 700 of you in live chat. Thanks so much for joining us. We wish the result was different tonight so we could have a different kind of conversation. But I wanted to put up Newman's comment because he asks a good question and I will find it. What's Laka and Oba missing got to do with the 2 goals we conceded, Kev?
Nothing. Got nothing to do with the 2 goals.
And what have they done to fill us with confidence that they would score in this game?
That who would score?
Laka or Oba?
Well, they're our most experienced strikers.
But they haven't been scoring.
They have. Laka has been scoring in pre-season, Soph.
Okay, Laka, I'm telling you, I agree with wholeheartedly.
Yeah, but we're talking about, you see, what we're talking about here, Sophie, we're talking about stuff that we can't determine because they never played today. But As an Arsenal fan, I fancied our chances with Ober and Laka in the team. Without them, it's definitely going to be a stretch.
I agree with triplet 3. I knew that excuse will be used.
What excuse?
That we don't have Ober and Laka and we lost. Because we've not been...
No. See, let me just say it now. I never said that's why we lost, did I? What you heard me say was, Soph, we are short with them, but without them, it's even more difficult. So I would love the squaddies to sometimes get the cotton wool out of their ears and listen to what I say, because I know what I say.
I agree with Setul here, right? This smacks of the Chelsea situation where Lampard was a little green, right? Made mistakes, picks his favorites, doesn't manage every player the same. And of course, you have to manage certain players in a certain way. And Tuchel comes in and makes a total difference. Of course, they have a much better squad than we have last season, let alone this season. But the difference is a manager coming in and making a difference. Now, I'm not calling for Arteta's head tonight, but Kev, I said it. We're going to lose Friday the 13th. There's something wrong about this game. I don't have the feels.
Sophie, it's a game of football. We can lose, but it's the way we lost. That's the thing. That's the problem.
So tell me about what you think is the biggest problem in the manner in which we lost.
Do you want me to say it again? Because I keep saying it and people don't listen to me.
I don't care if we beat Chelsea.
When you cross that white line, Sophie, you have to fight the opposition. You have to battle them. We didn't battle them. They out-battled us and bullied us in the end. That's
exactly what I said on TalkSport and Sky Sports on this show. I said they are going to be hungry. They're going to want to prove their point. They're coming into the Premier League. They've not been in the top flight for 70 years or however many it is. And this has got a promoted team winning all over it.
We have to match them, Sophie. Because whatever way you look at it, you have to match the opposition. You have to. We couldn't. We couldn't match them tonight. We couldn't.
We couldn't match Brentford.
They deserved it. Yes. Brentford. They deserved it. How do you think Burnley stay up every season? How do you think they stay up every season?
Well, they fight and battle. And I'll tell you something else, Kev, that Burnley do that we don't do. They know how to win a second ball. What is our problem? We can't win a first ball, let alone a second ball. Forget about it. Our passing, maybe in the second half towards the end, Pepe's chance was good. That was a great save. Xhaka had a chance. It went over the bar. I can't really think of any other goal-threatening situations that we put ourselves into.
Sophie, here's a question. How many crosses does Kieran Tierney have to put in the box?
Well, people are poo-pooing signing Tammy Abraham, but how does that look to you now?
Well,
Arsenal fans.
Exactly. So, no, he's not good enough. He's this, that, the other. We got no presence up there. We got nobody.
There's 800 people in live chat, Kev. I honestly feel.
Coming on, because I know it's difficult. It's horrible. But listen, we ain't shying away from talking about it. Definitely not. Whether you agree or you disagree, that's fine. Everyone's got their opinions. Everyone. But I still think we need some presence up front. We do.
Do you think Ramsdale or Odegaard will change this team?
Everyone help. One player doesn't change Arsenal. We have holes in this squad. We've mentioned about a right back, Sophie, haven't we? Mm-hmm. Time and time again.
I get killed when I criticize Chambers, yeah.
We've mentioned about the balance in midfield. We've mentioned about attacking midfield. We've mentioned about, could we get a number 10, a creative player who can do a bit, and then another striker? What is our plan B? And then you take players out of that, not add to it. You take players away. It's be very difficult for
My
us.
biggest issue is that I know it's the first game of the season, and I'm not going to go like super crazy, but we've got City, Chelsea coming up, and look how we performed against Brentford. I mean, this is really alarming. And Kev, he looks clueless. He looks lost on the touchline. I love and respect and adore you and your opinions, but he looked like he got punched in the mouth.
Well, he
Didn't
did.
have any. Well, he didn't have any answers, Kev.
Well, he got punched in the mouth. Well, you tell me, who can he bring on to change it? He brought Saka on. Saka needs the games. You could see it. He needs the games.
Well, he's tired.
No, who else is there?
I mean, why not bring on Maitland-Niles?
What do you got? To do what, Soph? He's a defensive player.
Instead of Chambers, I'm not, should I go on my Chambers rant again?
No, but you're talking about the defense. We need to score. So people are saying we need to score.
How many times have I said that Pepe plays his best football when Maitland-Niles is behind him?
Yeah, Sophie, the fact of the matter is, bringing on a defender will not change our fortunes. In attack, it won't.
I don't think they like the manager, Kev. There's something wrong.
No,
I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, whether they like him or not, Sophie, we're talking about this game.
I said on this show that he could be gone if we are in 8th position and we lose the North London derby, he'll be gone. Right?
He could be gone. But
and there are some people in chat talking about, oh, but we beat Chelsea twice last season. Who gives a shit if we beat Chelsea twice last season? It doesn't matter when you keep finishing 8th and you miss qualifying for Europe and you don't win a domestic cup or you fail.
Let's see how we get on. Let's see how we get on against Chelsea. Not last season. That's gone. Let's see how we get on against Chelsea this season.
We couldn't deal with Brentford's front two. How are we going to deal with Lukaku? There's something not right about this squad and everything around it. I smell it. It's my Greek juju coffee cup intuition, Kev. There's something wrong.
I could tell you what's wrong. I keep trying to tell people, but they don't want to listen. We ain't good enough. We are not good enough.
Maybe our manager's not good enough.
Hey, if the manager's not good enough, then the players still aren't good enough.
But don't you feel like his bump was the FA Cup? He's been riding on the FA Cup love coupons for a while.
Don't even talk about that because that won't help him this season, and rightly so it won't. Right? That's what. Let's not even talk about that. We are starting from today. This is the first game of the season, and we never turned up.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to do, Kev? I'm going to hold the mayo and I'm going to hold the mustard. And I'm going to say, okay, there's 2 players, okay, that I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt when they come back. But he gets 1 or 2 of those. That's Gabriel playing alongside Ben White at the back because Ben White's going to be much better with Gabriel beside him. Mm-hmm. They've got to bring in a right back because that position is so important if Pepe's going to play on that side. All right. Whoever's going to play on that side.
Jeez.
And for exactly tracking back. And I will hold the mayo because Thomas Partey is so important. As some Arsenal fans think that we haven't seen the best of Thomas Partey yet. He's a Rolls Royce, as you've said, compared to the VWs and what we've got. So Gabriel plays today, Thomas Partey plays today. We don't know if the result would have been different. We don't know that.
But it'll be a different game because Gabriel can match the physicality. He can match the physicality and he can run. Makes a massive difference. Thomas Partey in the midfield. You see, a lot of people say, oh, he's not this, he's not that. Do you know what, Sophie? When he's not there, that's when you see how good he is. Cliff.
Yeah. And also, we also see that, you know, whether it's Lokonga and Partey or Xhaka and Partey, but I'm not blaming Xhaka and Lokonga, although, Kev, it does concern me that the productivity through the midfield and trying to create some type of chance or break a pass. Like, I think the last time I saw a cutting pass from a midfielder from someone was when Ozil was playing, and I wasn't a fan of Ozil towards the end.
No,
it's just that,
Xhaka played a pass last season. You remember where I nearly fell off the chair?
That was the one where you nearly like broke your neck falling off the chair.
Here's the thing, Sophie. Here's the key. When two sitting midfield players have somebody in the midfield who can turn, carry. I thought Smith Rowe done pretty well at that most of the game. But our problem was we didn't have the movement, or we didn't have the players who could do whatever they do at the top end of the pit. Because that's why they paid the biggest money. That's why they cost the big money. Because they can put the ball away. Our problem was, unfortunately, Sophie, we were too inexperienced up front.
Our manager is too inexperienced, Kevin.
Yeah, he's clueless. Yeah, but again, Sophie, whatever manager you bring in today, if you're missing two of your most experienced players.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Okay, fair enough.
I think a different manager comes in and reignites that team and tries something different.
That's not what I'm saying about trying something different. I'm talking about the quality, Sophie, and the experience. That's what I'm on about. I'm on about a newly promoted team coming up. Yeah, they're not, the quality that they have isn't what Arsenal are, but you know what they've got? They've got a lot more physicality and a lot more fight. And that's the first thing you have to do when you get on that pitch.
And the plan, Kevin.
Yeah, but Sophie, the plan is you can have whatever plan you want. There's a famous saying in boxing: everybody comes in with a plan until you get punched in the mouth. It's how you deal. Hold on, it's how you deal with the opposition as well, because they're at home. Our problem is we ain't good enough. We can't handle them. Today we couldn't handle their physicality.
Brentford,
we just couldn't.
Who haven't been in the top flight for 70 years and just newly promoted. The Arsenal Football Club, perennial winners, invincible once, couldn't handle Brentford Football Club on the first day of the season.
Sophie, and remember that before, when it was Sheffield United came up, do you remember? We couldn't handle them either. They beat us.
But this is a problem for me. I just felt like we've got no plan B, Kev. When things go wrong, it's like he just makes some weird decisions, and we've got no plan B. There's no inspiration on that pitch. It's like they don't, that famous Xhaka gif. Like, well, who are you talking to? Who's anyone talking to? And I'd like to ask you a question, because if Unai Emery had made Xhaka captain today, everyone would have lost their marbles. Now, I've defended Xhaka, okay? And I said to everyone tonight, just give him a chance. Don't kill him, right? Don't kill him.
Yeah.
If Arsenal Football Club are moving forward into the future, why don't you make Kieran Tierney your captain? Why?
Because he's not. We've been through this time and time again, and I'm going to say it again, Sophie. Kieran Tierney needs to concentrate on his own game. The captaincy.
And Xhaka doesn't?
No.
With all the mistakes everyone says he makes. Oh, Xhaka, cost us at Palace, cost us Champions League.
Hold on. Are you asking me the question, or are you going to be telling me what everyone is saying? Because you understand, if you're going to tell me what everyone else is saying, I'll keep quiet. Then you tell me, and then I could put my answer in. Because you know what? They're giving it to Xhaka or whoever because of his experience. That's why they're giving it to him. He's one of the leaders. And I'm not saying Kieran Tierney isn't, but he is not the level of leader at the club and have the years under the belt that Xhaka is right now.
When John Terry was made captain of Chelsea, he was playing with Gianluca Vialli and Ruud Gullit. When Tony Adams was made captain of Arsenal, he was playing alongside some of the best players.
Different
no,
players.
Jack Grealish was made captain of Aston Villa. All these young players, why can't Kieran Tierney is a baller. He's a mature player. He's a born leader. He's one of the most serious players that we have. But he chooses to give the armband to Xhaka. And I've defended Xhaka, Kev.
So can I ask you a question then?
Sure.
Does it make a difference today?
To me, it does. And to a lot of Arsenal fans, it does. It does.
Because
it shows you his vision for the future.
So does it make a difference in the result today?
It makes a difference in terms of leadership and...
Oh, that's not what I asked. So I'm going to ask you again.
Maybe, yes. Maybe it does.
Yeah, but again, so we're going on stuff that we don't know. It's a maybe. Let's stop this. Let's just discuss the game. Because we're looking at things on the periphery that will not appease the Arsenal fans tonight.
Well, nothing's going to appease the Arsenal fans tonight.
But going on about making Xhaka captain when why don't he give it to Kieran Tierney is neither here nor there for me.
But for Arsenal fans, it is, because you know why, Kev? Because it shows you, all right, that what his vision is for this Arsenal team this season, moving forward into new era. And everyone keeps saying we're in a transition, but we keep going back. We keep going back. It's indicative of decision making. It's indicative of his thought process. It's indicative of who he truly thinks is the future of the club. And
it isn't. That's your opinion, Sophie. That is just your opinion.
It is my opinion, and I think it's a pretty good one.
Everybody has an opinion, Sophie. Everyone has an opinion. Some will agree with you. Some will agree with me. Some might not agree with both of us. That's life.
That is life, but I'm just...
For me, today, Kieran Tierney could have been captain. Leno could have been captain. We got done by a hungrier team.
Of course we got done by a hungrier team,
but my point... talking about the captaincy, he's going to make a difference to the result. No, it isn't.
For me, it makes a difference. It makes a difference to, for example, if you'd have started Bellerin and El Neni, it shows you his thought process, what he believes this team's going to be this season, who he trusts, right? And I don't have a problem with him and making decisions and changing things up.
You do have a problem with him because you just said, why didn't he make Kieran Tierney?
Because he chose Balogun today and he chose Martinelli, and he had to, and they deserve a chance and they shouldn't be killed. But when it comes to if this is going to be the identity of this team and we're going to be younger going forward, we have a new Arsenal. Do not make Xhaka, who I have defended, your captain. Do not do that.
Why?
It's indicative.
Why?
Why not? Because it's taking steps backwards. We're supposed to be moving forward, Sophie, Kev.
No, Sophie isn't. He's the most experienced player. And you know as well as I do, Sophie, I don't want Xhaka at the football club. But if he's going to be at Arsenal, he is the most... You've even said it when he was in America. He is leadership quality.
Yes, and I stand by all of that. But now we have Kieran Tierney, who's going to be the future, who should be the future, who's going to be the one kind of like taking care of the Sakas and the ESRs and the Martinellis of the world. He's proven that.
But he can do that. Just yet.
All right. Well, look, I can't. In 10 minutes, I actually have to go on TalkSport and talk about this game.
Listen, Sophie, all I could say is I feel for you. Because there ain't a lot of... There's no positives, really, out of that today. There's not one.
I'm trying to think of one, Kevin, but I can't.
Criticize everybody. Listen, I still think... I think Smith Rowe done okay. I think Tierney done okay. I think Lokonga and Xhaka done okay. That's Lokonga.
You know what? I feel bad for Lokonga and Ben White. Because... I don't want them already being labeled, oh, Ben White's crap. I've seen some comments about Ben White and it's like, just stop. You know, he's going to be fine. Look at the Chambers of the world, the Pablo Maris of the world, the people that made the mistakes today that cost us. And then look at the continual reliance on ESR and Saka. And here we are again. Everyone was relying on ESR, including Arteta, to do something magical today.
Mm-hmm.
Pepe was double teamed today. Double teamed. In the first half, he was that coaching and their tactics were fantastic. They took Pepe out of the game completely. That changed a little bit in the second half. He got a little bit more space, and we could see what he would do with that. He almost scored at the very end. So I tell you, something's got to change, because if players do get injured, Kev, if players aren't available like today, we've got problems. We've got 2 weeks until the window ends and closes.
We better get a move on.
If we do not, I'll tell you something. Forget people saying another 8th finish. I said we'd finish 10th. I hope to God I'm wrong. I said we'd lose today. I wanted to be wrong. And unfortunately, here we are. Same script, same ending against Brentford. I find it humiliating and embarrassing as an Arsenal fan.
Well, it's not good, but you know what? I said it, I think it was on the Wednesday. I'm not panicking. There's no need to panic.
Is Torreira really at Disneyland? Is he really at Disneyland? Are we paying his wages to be at the happiest place in the world?
Of course, probably.
What is wrong with this football club? I'll tell you. You know what? I'm going to...
Legacy. It's all legacy. It's all from the past. But again, it's who we are right now, Sophie, unfortunately.
I cannot believe this is true. That is absolutely a shit show and embarrassing. I'm not even going to do play ratings, Kev. I'm not going to bother. Because you know what? Everyone gets a 0 other than Lokonga. He gets a 5 for his first team effort, first out effort. And Ben White gets a 5 as well for having to play with Pablo Mari. Everyone else, no.
Well, I thought Smith Rowe done all right. I thought Tierney done all right as well. Listen, I thought they done all right. But again, Sophie, we're playing snookered, and we ain't good enough. We ain't good enough to deal with losing another 2 players. We ain't good enough. Sorry, but that's the truth. We're not, and this could get worse if they're not right. What do we have? What do we have?
I'll tell you something. If we perform this way against Brentford, and we've got these other games coming up against Burnley even, I'd be worried about that. We've got City, we've got Chelsea. We've got some... We said, Jordan Jarrett Bryant said on this show, he goes, I'll give him 10 games. He might not even get to that point if this is how it's going to be.
He might not. He might not. He might not. He might not. So, but again, we said at the end of last season, there is no time frame now. He has no time now.
Well, look, I'm going to rescind my Smith Rowe, and I'll give him a 5 as well. That's the best I can do tonight, Kev. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's night.
To be honest.
At the end of the day, it's night. And tomorrow morning, we will wake up and we will feel bad about this, and it will hurt, and it will still be sad. But come on Monday's show, we'll look at it in a little bit more depth and give it a little bit more of an analysis and how we can move forward. But I tell you something, what's important now, Kev, is not even the next few games. It's what they do in the transfer market. Because if the owners can't see what's happening, all right, if they cannot see what's happening, and we all can, there's no hope. None. And you know what? Arteta has a lot to answer for. First game in, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he doesn't have a Thomas Partey. Because I think Thomas Partey, when we talk about Bruno Fernandes making a difference to, or Fernandes making a difference to Manchester United, one player, right? He changed their whole trajectory, didn't he, Kevin?
Yeah. Let me just say this, Soph. He came in and he ignited. Look at their squad. He helped ignite some of the other players because they have got quality players. So
exactly.
Unfortunately, we don't have that luxury anymore. We used to have it, but we don't have it anymore. And I keep saying stuff like, we haven't got deep pockets anymore, and fans don't like it. But it's the truth. We don't have a quality squad. We don't have a big quality squad. We need quality players in because we are not good enough.
We're not good enough. And I have a feeling that no matter what personnel he plays, he cannot get the best out of an Arsenal squad. And I stand by my thing where I say he should have been sacked after losing to Unai Emery twice. And here we are losing to Brentford on the opening day of the season. It's just shocking, shocking stuff. Yeah, we're Arsenal Football Club. We shouldn't, Thomas Partey can make a difference. He can. But, I just despair. I really do. This was a game that we should have at least taken a point from, and we just weren't able to do that.
Sophie, here's the funny thing. If you look at our squad, full squad, as thin as it is, and there's 4 players who play that weren't there today, right? They make a difference to us. Our problem is the ones who come in either aren't good enough or aren't experienced enough yet. That's all. And this has been our problem from last season. Here we are, 2 weeks to go, and we're still talking about fattening the squad up.
I mean, that's on Edu and Arteta. That's on the hierarchy. That's on them. Today, I don't blame the players today. I really don't. I just don't.
Well, they play. So whether you blame them or not, they play. They make the mistakes. They're the ones who have to battle. The manager is the one who takes the flak because he doesn't set them up right as far as people are concerned, which is fine. Everyone has their opinion. That's fine. But one thing we can't get away from, Sophie, as a squad, we're not good enough. We don't have the quality. We don't. And if you want to change something, you're bringing on Saka, who has had a fantastic Euro, but he needs game time because he came back late. So you're having to try and rely on him to do something. Reece Nelson, unfortunately, he hasn't had enough game time either.
It's desperate. It's all desperate, Kev.
Yeah, exactly. But you need a squad. And we don't have one.
But you know what's funny? When we won the FA Cup with him, everyone said, "Oh, what a great team! Look how he brought everyone together. Look at the players. Look at this and that." And and now it's like we don't have the squad. Well, what's he doing now, Kev? What's he doing now? How's he managing now?
No, but it's a cup. It's a one-off game.
Well, then he can't hack it in the Premier League over 38.
No, but the squad's not been good enough in the Premier League over 38.
And the manager hasn't been good enough either. That's the truth.
That's right.
All right. Well, look, do you have any closing statement, Kev?
No, I've already said enough. I've said enough. Seriously, Soph, because I'll only be going over the same vitriol.
I know.
Thanks for everybody.
It's the first game of the season. We lost.
For joining. And listen, it hurts. It's painful. But one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to panic. And like I've said previously, whether it's 5 games, 10 games, 20 games, if Mikel Arteta loses his job, I'm still an Arsenal fan, and I'll still back the new manager if he comes in. I'm still going to back. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'll do, because that's what I do. But you cannot legislate for a poor squad.
And you cannot legislate for a poor manager. And you know what? You can take us out tonight. We'll leave it at that. We will be back on Monday for Monday Madness, where we'll dig in a little deeper on this match and look ahead to our next games. Try and not lose your marbles tonight, Arsenal fans. It's only game 1. There's 37 to go.
Listen, Gooners, it's a tough one, squaddies. And hit the like button just for us to come on after that drivel. It was crap, wasn't it? And what I will say is this. Go to bed, or before you go to bed, have a stiff couple of brandies or something, or whatever is your tipple, if you drink. Put your head down, wake up tomorrow. It's another day. You've got your health, and we move on. And we'll see you Monday. So, squaddies, All the best tonight.